If you're the owner of an elite restaurant, bar, or cafe, this video is for you. Thank you for investing the time with us today. The goal of this video is to show you how to immediately turn review sites like Google, Yelp, and TripAdvisor into consistent sources of new and repeat business without any of the anger, frustration, or helplessness you may be currently feeling from dealing with those bad reviews. If we accomplish this in our time together, this was a success. How many of you can still remember the last bad review that you got? Did it make you mad? Have you ever been surprised by a bad review? Randomly check your Yelp page and find some wacko thought a dish was too spicy, dropped a 1-star review on you? Did it ruin your day? Never again. So we are 5x5 Marketing, and my name is Bill Hunter. We started in 2015 helping restaurant, bar, and cafe owners improve their online reputations. Service businesses, particularly in our industry, are hugely affected by online reviews, and we saw an opportunity to help. But the idea for what we do today was actually one of our first customers. This may sound familiar. He didn't have time to manage the online reviews, and even when he did make the time, reading negative reviews just made his blood boil. Can any of you relate to that? Fast forward, and we've now monitored and responded to thousands of reviews, and we'll share what is working right now. Our clients are loving the results, and we'll show you how you can too. We'll be sharing the best practices in reputation management for busy owners and managers, where you need to be, and what you should be doing to connect with new and existing customers through the review sites. This is a difference maker in your market, and if you're on top of this, you can separate yourself from the competition. So here are the 3 secrets that we're going to share with you today. Secret number 1 is how to respond to negative reviews to virtually eliminate the damaging impact and often convert them to positive reviews. Secret number 2, how to encourage return visits and dramatically separate yourself from the competition with one simple strategy you may not currently be using. And secret number 3 is how to stack the deck in your favor with more consistent flow of positive reviews. Why is this important? Online reputation, specifically your rating and reviews on major sites like Yelp, Google, TripAdvisor, Facebook, are crucial to your success. This was true prior to COVID and is even more important now. 60% of respondents in a recent study said they read reviews for restaurants. This is by far the most searched business type. 77% of diners rely on peer reviews over critic reviews. Could be going after, getting those great reviews in the restaurant magazine when in fact nobody reads those, they read what other peers say. 88% of respondents said they trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation, which is a crazy statistic. 33% of diners will not even consider a restaurant with fewer than 4 stars. When you think about where you sit on those rankings, how important it is to be at least 4 stars to attract that new business. Experts agree that your quantity and quality of reviews has an impact on your search engine optimization and where you show up on internet searches, so it has even an impact there as well. So where do you start? There are thousands of sites, almost seems like millions of sites. So where do you start? And that's what we're going to talk about now. First one is Google. So it is the most important. Google owns the search market, and it owns it in your market for sure. 92% of search engine market is owned by Google. They process 3.5 billion searches per day, which breaks down to 40,000 searches per second. Right? We don't even say search something on the internet anymore, we just say Google it. The increase in search traffic directly through Google Maps makes your Google listing even more important, as it skips their option to look at any other sites. They're just going to look at your Google site and your business site on Google. So that even more important to be managing Google and really paying attention. Some would argue that your Google listing and your management of it is even more important than your website. They're going to go to Google first. They're going to see you there first before they even see your website. Think about how much money you've spent on your website. If you're not paying attention to Google, I wouldn't say it was wasted, but we need to pay attention to Google because they're going to see you there first probably. You can claim and manage this listing through business.google.com. And it is actually pretty simple to use and manage, update through Google. Second one we're going to talk about today, or at least highlight you to, is Facebook. You're probably there. You're probably on Facebook and managing this with your business. 2.7 billion active unique visitors per month worldwide. I mean, Facebook continues to grow. That's almost half the population of the earth is on Facebook. Your existing and prospective clients are here. They're checking you out, certainly. 69% of US adults use Facebook, and almost 75% of those are on there every day. So if we can connect with them there, they're going to check you out there. We need to have our best foot forward on Facebook. Facebook's review system changed here recently. It was last year. And now reviewers have the choice to either recommend or not recommend your business rather than leave a 1 through 5 star review. So what this leads to is a 5 or 1, and it can really skew that because then it's aggregated to your total rating, which is a lot different than the other sites where they can, give you a 3 star. Now, if they're not so sure, we're seeing a lot of 1 stars on Facebook. So really important to be managing this. Facebook is unique in how interactive you can be with your customers. We're seeing this now with our customers a lot, that prospective customers, prospective diners, are connecting with the restaurant through Facebook and messaging directly with questions on the menu or hours or those kinds of things. And you need to be on top of those messages and Facebook and the reviews, certainly, because you're going to see, you've probably already seen this, and it's going to continue to increase in the traffic that you're going to get through Facebook. It can almost be a full-time job just to manage your Facebook page. Third one we'll talk about is Yelp. And who doesn't love Yelpers? You should love them. 38% of US Yelpers make more than $100,000 per year for household income. A recent, this is 2020 study, showed that about 45% of online consumers chose Yelp for their online reviews before purchase. It's not restaurant specific, but it certainly is in our market. There are success stories with Yelp. We can show you how to do it, and you don't have to be spending money with Yelp in order to own this. Many people don't realize that Yelp analyzes those reviews and buries some of those into a hidden section, which is called not currently recommended. That it's an elusive algorithm. We've been studying it. A lot of other companies that deal with Yelp and review sites have been studying it, and it's pretty tough to say exactly how to get to a recommended review versus others, but we can tell you a couple things that you shouldn't do. One is the reviewers with complete profiles, multiple reviews are more likely to be recommended, so it's something to think about. First reviews a lot of times get buried. Reviews need to be submitted from different computers. We were trying to help a client at one point a few years ago where we just set up a laptop right at the counter that they had a small bar in there. So we decided we'll just ask people for reviews and have them do it right there on a tablet or a computer, and those all got buried because they all show up as the same IP address. Yelp flags them as potentially questionable. And so they buried all of them. So that one won't work either. It does work on your Wi-Fi though. So if you ask somebody to review you on Yelp, they go onto their phone, review you on the Yelp app, even if they're on your Wi-Fi, it's still going to show up as a unique IP address for that device. And we've seen that works really well, is asking. Yelp doesn't want you to, officially, does not want you to ask for reviews because they want them to be organic. However, there are stickers and things you see, and you probably have them in your restaurant that says review us on Yelp or check us out on Yelp. So we certainly think that is a way to move it in your favor for sure with Yelp. The last big one we're going to highlight here today is TripAdvisor. A lot of our clients are in tourist heavy markets. This becomes really, really important because they're going to go hand in hand. They found their hotel through TripAdvisor, good chance of that. And so they're going to search for you for restaurants, cafes, bars. They're going to search you on TripAdvisor as well. So this is super important. If you're a less touristy market, maybe this could be lower down on the list. But it's fairly easy to monitor. It's they look at all of their reviews, which is kind of helpful, but also a little bit not, because there's a lag time to when your responses go through. So they could review you today. You could go in there and do a response today, and it won't show up for a day or two before that response goes in, because they look at every single response before they post them to it. So we found it a little bit clunky to use TripAdvisor, but it is certainly one that you need to be paying attention to, because like Yelp, they are very loyal to the platform, and those people are going to look for you there. Even if they're in your market, they're not travelers. They're going to look on TripAdvisor, for those reviews. There are thousands of other ones. You need to pay attention to the ones in your market. We're seeing now, because delivery is a bigger thing, that Grubhub, things like that, or Uber Eats, right? We're going to see more and more of those reviews, and we need to be paying attention to those. So all of these sites have some form of alert where you can sign up and get some kind of alerts when you get these reviews. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but you have to be spending time there. If you don't hire us to take care of it, you need to be taking care of this. You need to be checking these sites out, monitoring these sites, and making sure that you are getting to them. So let's go to the secrets. Secret number 1, how to respond to negative reviews to virtually eliminate the damaging impact and often convert them to positive reviews. Try to keep this simple. Try to keep it objective, not subjective. So easy analogy is TAP, T-A-P. We're going to thank them, we're going to apologize, and we're going to promise to fix it. We're going to promise to do better. So 71% of consumers say they're more likely to use a business that has responded to their existing reviews. Responding is better. You don't want to get in a shouting match with people, but here's a real good example. Thank you for your feedback. Even if it's not the kind we like to read, we apologize your steak wasn't cooked to your specifications on your recent visit. If you'll give us another chance, we'll make sure to get it right next time. Keep it simple. If you can, in this case, we're talking about responding right to the steak example. So if you can make it personalized, right? Don't write the same, response to every single negative review. We're sorry, we'll do better next time. We're sorry, we'll do better next time. That's not going to work. So we want to get it personalized, but you need to stay objective with it. This happens to the best restaurants in the world. You may feel like the reviewer slapped your baby, but it's important not to take it personally. Thank them, apologize, promise to get it right next time. There are some ways through some of these sites then to reach out to them directly and try to turn this back around, and we've seen some real success with that, okay? One thing you don't want to do, though, is reach out to them directly and incentivize them to take their review down. If you searched somehow to find us today, then you've probably seen some of these companies or services out there that think, that are going to try to get you to take these negative reviews down. They're going to try to get rid of negative reviews for you. You have to be really careful here. You can see an example here. Yelp, if they even get a sniff of that you're trying to incentivize people to change their reviews or take their reviews down, then you're going to end up getting flagged on Yelp, and this is a really bad thing. You don't want to be here. So don't do that. We can fix it another way. So here's an example of how you can do that. We reached out to this particular client through Yelp. They had placed this 2-star review. This is a return customer, right? I'm usually very pleased with the food. This time I had the fish and chips. Fish was not well drained after the deep fry. Soaked the fries, left a puddle of oil half the plate. Outdoor seating was to die for. It's one of our restaurants. I mean, you can see that picture. It's amazing. So this happens, right? This is somebody who knows that this is not the case. So we reached out to them directly. And you can see through here just kind of how it went. Hey, we're so sorry. We'd love to make it right. We don't want you to pay for it. You probably have, if they left that review to you personally, hey, we're not happy with the fish this time, you'd refund them. I would think, right? Most restaurants, clients of ours, they're not going to have you pay for something you're not happy with. If you made a mistake, you're going to own up to it. So we did this after the fact. Refunded their money, and obviously they were thrilled, right? So we found the transaction and we're able to refund their money. And here's how it came back. This is what we want to be able to do. So they came back in with a party of 15. Think about how much revenue that was. Party of 15 with an updated 5-star review because we spent the time to go back through there and do that. This is time well spent. It's grindy. It kind of stinks to deal with the negative situations, but if you do it, you're going to see a lot of this reaction, and that's the solution that we are getting a lot of times. Secret number 2, Simple thing you're not doing that only takes seconds and encourages return visits and dramatically separates you from the competition. And this is responding to positive reviews. So the analogy that I love to use here is the host table. So you have a host or a hostess, out there, at the entrance to your restaurant, most of you. And during the busy times, they're there. And what are they saying as people go out? Right? The people are leaving and they say, hey, thanks so much. And your hostess says, oh, you're welcome. Thanks for dining with us. Come back and see us again. This is happening hundreds of times, right? In your restaurant today, this week. Well, it's the same thing on review sites. And we see so many restaurants, great restaurateurs who are really paying attention to these things even, who are just, I don't need to do anything with the positive reviews. And you're making a mistake. It takes seconds. Well, it takes minutes, right? And it's going to take time to do this every single week or every day or whatever that schedule is. But this is an extra touch point. Can you imagine that your host was sitting at the host site like this? Somebody walked out and they said, hey, thanks so much. It was a great time. And they just stared at them. Well, as they walked out, that's what you're doing by these people, responded with in this case, we could see right from the margaritas to the fish tacos, we had a great meal. Try the deep fried ice cream. We loved vanilla. It was so sweet. It also comes in with huckleberry. Right, just a nice, positive 5-star review there on Google. Right, if they said that to your host and your host just stared at them, right, can you imagine how rude that is? It's not that rude on online review sites, but this is an opportunity to thank somebody who's happy, and how much more likely are they to tell somebody else if they, if you respond to them this way. And it's an extra touch point. Every time that you do this, and you'll see this here, right? Every time you do this, they're going to get an email or some kind of response through the app, wherever that they left that you are responding to them, and then they come back and read that again. How much do you pay for these touch points, these marketing touch points? And this one is free. This one is, well, except for time, this one is free where you get to do that. Thank them. Be specific. But you don't have to spend a ton of time. It doesn't have to be a big long paragraph every time somebody leaves a positive review. But if you can personalize it and do it, it's an extra touch point. It makes it more likely that they're going to refer other people to you, and then they're going to get this. So think about that. They go into your restaurant, they have a good experience, they leave a positive review. A lot of those people are leaving it right away, because it's so easy on your phone now with the apps to be able to do that. So they're leaving it right away. So they had a great experience. They post this, it's a great experience. Then they get your response to that great experience. They see that, maybe you respond the next day. They see that in their email and go, God, I love this place. If somebody asks, hey, we're thinking about going to dinner tonight, where would you recommend? How much more likely are they to do it? This is important. This takes time, because if you're a busy restaurant, you're probably seeing, how many reviews are you getting a week? 30, 40, 50? We see sometimes in the busy seasons and that in reviews that it takes time to go in there and do it, but this is time well spent, right? You have a host and a hostess. You would thank them on the way out. Hopefully I made my point there. All right, secret number 3. How to stack the deck in your favor with more consistent flow of positive reviews. This is super important, and it's so easy. We see it with the best restaurants that they start to fade. They'll go through these cycles of, I'm really interested in reviews, to, oh, I'm not so interested, right? Because you get busy, because you got to do some staffing, you run into some other challenges. This needs to be consistent. So here's some things that you can do, because you need to stack the deck in your favor. It's new math. A 5-star review and a 1-star review equals 3 stars, right? And we talked about it before. If you're not at 4 stars, they're not even going to consider dining with you. So how many 5 stars and 4 stars do we need to get rid of this one? It's a lot, and we need to be mindful of this. So there's a few things that you can do. One is making sure that we minimize the negative reviews, and you can do that by making sure that you and your staff and your management are taking care of negative things in the restaurant. I know that seems fundamental. Something, yeah, duh, Bill, I know that. But this is a good reminder. After you get done with this video, what are you doing with your staff right now to make sure that you are taking care? What is this, is everybody on the same page in how we take care of negative situations in the restaurant? Because we can keep those 1-star reviews from happening if we fix it in the restaurant. And in fact, a lot of those bad experiences in the restaurant will become positive reviews because everything was great except this one thing. How many times do we see that? Server was great, it was a fun time, these 3 meals were great, but my burger was too rare. I don't know that that's possible, but right, my burger was too rare. And then you leave a 2-star review because of the burger. Well, if you fixed the burger, everything else was great. That could be a 5-star review because everything else was great and you fixed that one thing. So think about the difference over the course of time of that, turning that into a 4 or 5-star review versus a 1 or 2-star review because of that one thing, if your staff is on the same page. Then let's stack the deck with positive reviews. If you've ever waited on a table, you know when you knocked it out of the park. You know when somebody was super, super happy. You need to have your frontline staff, the people who are connecting with the customers directly, trained to ask them for those positive reviews. So here's the example, right? How was everything tonight? Right? I mean, you should be asking this, right? How was everything tonight? Right? I can pick up the bill whenever you're ready. I'll be your cashier, however you guys say that. And they say, oh, this was so great, right? You hear this. This was so great. That was the best whatever I've ever had. Thank you so much for saying that. Would you mind sharing that by posting an online review? Do you use Google or Yelp or anything like that? Yeah, we use Yelp all the time. Would you mind posting a positive review for us? If you don't ask, a lot of people will forget. This is a way to stack the deck in your favor because you know that they're positive. You know it because they just told you. All you have to do is ask. How many more of those will respond with something positive if you ask them? Ask it as a favor. People love doing favors, right? Can you do me a favor? You ever post reviews online? Would you consider sharing the experience on whatever one you guys are thinking about, right? In your training with your staff, be talking about, hey, we need some more TripAdvisor reviews. We need some more Yelp reviews. So with those positive customers, can we ask them for it? We came up with review cards. Happy to share with you. I mean, you can see it in the example in the slide, but QR codes are so easy now. If you don't know how to use these, Google it, or we'll help you with it. That now smartphones on the camera app goes right to, it'll take a QR code right to the site that you want. So for our clients, we have landing pages right there where we can get right to the review sites and do that, or ask for feedback and do it right through there. QR codes are an amazing tool now to make it really easy. So these review cards then can be twofold. We've been using them 2 ways. One is asking for feedback, and the other is getting them right to the review sites for the ones that we know are positive to make it as easy as possible on your clients. This is how we stack the deck in your favor. Don't lose sight of this. It's so easy when you get busy. You're busy hiring people, you're busy redoing your menu and all those things, and then your staff will get busy doing other things, and you can see your reviews go from 4.1 to 4 to 3.9, and all of a sudden you just lost a significant amount of revenue. So a couple things not to do. Don't pay for people for reviews. We talked about that. Don't pay them or incentivize them. Don't post fake reviews. Right? This is we've seen some restaurateurs that get a little creative here. Don't do it. We can win this battle by playing it correctly. Don't post negative reviews on your competition. We've seen some of that. That's a no-no. It's going to get you flagged. It's going to start a war that you just don't want to be a part of. And then we talked about don't set up the laptop at the bar or the host stand and try to collect reviews that way. Don't have them post reviews on your phone or something like that. Obviously, it's not going to work. I say obviously, but that's not going to work. So quick recap here. 3 secrets. These are actionable things that you can do today. Secret number 1, respond to those negative reviews. Thank them, apologize, and promise to do better. TAP, remember that. Secret 2 is encouraging those return visits. Respond to positive reviews. Put it in your to-do list today, is that this is something I'm going to do. I'm going to thank them and do that. Keep it simple. And secret number 3 is we covered some things in there on how to stack the deck in your favor by mitigating those negative reviews and increasing the flow of positive reviews. 3 things, 3 secrets, 3 things you can do today. So it's good stuff, right? Hopefully you got something out of this. I'm sure that you did. So here's my question to you. What if we could just take care of this for you? Right? It seems like a lot of things to do. You're really busy, staffing, menu, all the things that you have to do, managing, and I don't know how involved you are in the restaurant. Maybe you're back there cooking, right? And then you get done with a busy shift and you want to go check on our reviews? Probably not. So the great news is that we're here for you, and we'd be happy to take care of this for you. It's a ton of work. It needs daily. You have to be in here daily if you want to take care of negative reviews, right? The best practices for this is 24 to 48 hours that you are responding to negative reviews, which means you need to be in there pretty much every day, or we can be there every day for you. Included in there, for our clients, we respond to every review for you as part of your management team, right? That's how we see it. We're not a vendor, we're part of your management team, and we're here to help you win. So we're going to help you set up the review sites. We're going to help you keep them updated. We're going to respond to every single review, positive and negative, by best practices. We're going to give you some monthly reporting, and then we'll show you how to do these review cards and landing sites to help, again, stack the deck in your favor. The monthly reporting is great. God, wouldn't you love to just be able to see on a weekly or monthly basis, how are we doing? So we're going to aggregate all of those reviews for you. We're going to show you where the reviews are coming in. We have customized reporting, so it can be as detailed or frequent as you would like. We can do it on a weekly basis. We can do quarterly reviews. We can set up our software to do it however you would like. And just an example there on what you're going to be able to see on a weekly basis. You can see every single review as they come in. Just depends on your preferences, and we'll set it up that way. Some of our friends, restaurateurs, and what they have to say. So Dave Vermeer owns Jalapenos. It's a Mexican restaurant here in Sandpoint, hometown for us. And Dave's a great guy that is busy in the restaurant, right? He's managing the back. He's managing the front. He has management staff. He's got great staff, but he's running around all the time. So for him to be able to just take it off his plate and have us do it, as you can see, he has great things to say, and we appreciate that. Good friend of mine, Chad, and his wife Maggie own 2 locations, Sweet Lou's in Ponderay and in Coeur d'Alene here in Idaho. And I had just a funny conversation because it was a great review that he had, and I said, "Hey, Chad, did you see that great review on Yelp from last week?" And he looked right at me. He's like, "Bill, I don't even look at them. That's why I hired you, so I don't have to worry about it." It was such a great moment that it hit home to me that this is what we do for them, is the peace of mind that he has now, that it's all taken care of. The peace of mind. I don't even think about it. I don't worry about it because we got it taken care of. So I urge you to take action today. So whether that action is take what we covered in this video, those best practices, some of those secrets, there are things that you can do to move the needle. If you are really on top of this right now, or you're not on top of it and you're going to try to be, then do those things. Or, like most restaurateurs, you don't have time to do this. What is your time worth in working on the menu, working on your marketing, working on your staff, doing those things? You have too many things to do. Hire us. Put us on your management team. We're going to take care of all of this for you. We're going to respond to every single review. We're going to be part of your team. We're going to go after those negative reviews to try to turn them back around. We're going to help get those people back in. We're going to show you the monthly reporting. We're going to be on the team to help you every step of the way. Think about the peace of mind of just knowing that it's all taken care of, and having experts on staff. Right? Think about the time that it takes. We see that it takes at least a few hours a week to really do this. So do you have a few hours? What's your time worth? Right? If you're a successful elite restaurateur, your time's worth $50 an hour, $100 an hour, right? I mean, if you really, what is that time worth? Time with your family? Would you rather be responding to reviews or playing soccer with the kids? So is it worth more than $13.33 an hour? I hope your answer to that is yes. And if it is, then you're going to see below this video, you're going to see a way to take action and get started today. Think about the peace of mind. Connect with us, right? Connect with us on social media. shoot us an email if you have questions, if there's things that we can do. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. We'd love for you to join the 5x5 marketing team, and we'd love to help you moving forward in taking care of those reviews and building your business. Thanks so much for spending the time with us today.